Hey everybody, it's Monica from tlcmonica.com. That's Monica with a K. On this channel, that was weird. On this channel, you're going to find videos all about teaching ESL online and how to grow your brand so that you can leave your 9 to 5. Bye-bye. On today's video, I don't know what was in my coffee this morning. On today's video, you're going to find out tips on how to keep your students engaged. Like I've said before, I've had students who have come to class not wanting to say a word the whole time. Maybe you get a smile, that's it. I've had students who cry the first 10 minutes of class. I've had students who read just fine, and then when it gets to a paragraph, oh, I don't know English. Really? Nice try, buddy. Anyway, so I have some tips. Some are for the younger students. One are puppets. These are great icebreakers for little ones that aren't really, too sure about you yet. They're super shy. They can introduce themselves. Hi, my name is Frank. What's your name? And then we listen. Okay, and then they usually talk back to the puppet. Thank you. Okay, and then you can also use them to answer your questions. How old are you, Frank? I am 4 years old. 4 years old? I wonder how old Sarah is. Sarah, how old are you? Okay, you get the gist. So puppets are a great tool. Also, a good way to break up an either really difficult level or a level that's super easy for the student is Tic Tac Toe, which I have learned that it is a very universal game. Everybody loves it, okay? So I have it on my whiteboard. I have it in permanent marker. This is what I use to make sure they know how to play. And then once they've played it a couple times and they know and they understand, then I use the screen. And I just draw on the screen to play tic-tac-toe. And I usually do that. You'll know by like the fifth or sixth slide, how well the class pace is going. And then you can judge to see when you can add in the tic-tac-toe. I like doing it every couple of slides if it's, if the student is flying through everything. Then if we have a couple of minutes at the end, I usually play it again, but I don't make my move until they answer a question that I'm asking them. This is mostly for I gauge it between the ages. So if it's a younger student, I'll ask them, what is your favorite color? Do you help your mom clean? Stuff like very simple questions. For the older students, I'll ask them what their favorite thing in school is, what did they do today, how many classes are they taking online, things like that. Another game that I like to use as an extra reward, but it's also a great filler, a time filler, and a great way to just kind of get their attention and, just have them have fun for a second, is the Find a Star. Okay, so I'll have them pick a number, and this is obviously for the younger students. They'll pick a number, and I have different boards. I have a couple of students that they love their My Little Pony. And I actually had a new student that this was only her second class. And by the time we got to Rainbow Pony, her and her mom were laughing and having a lot of fun because they were just like, oh my God, I couldn't tell if they just didn't know about My Little Pony. But they freaking loved the blue pony with rainbow hair. So this is a great time filler. I only do this like every couple of slides. I'll have them pick one number and then we move on to a slide. Sometimes I did have one student, or I do have one student that will want to do, 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, Okay, and I'll do 2, and I'll say, okay, next time, so that she's got something to look forward to. So she does the work because then she gets her reward. So pretty simple. So another way to get them engaged is to be interactive with your props. Okay, so if there's a slide where it's talking about a soccer ball, he kicked the soccer ball, or I have a tennis ball in here too. Like if the dog plays fetch and you throw the ball to play fetch, I will throw the ball. I have to be careful, and you be careful too. Don't actually throw it at your computer screen. And for me, my husband's computer screen is right behind mine, and it's taller, so I have to like really aim high. Like just now I was a little nervous. So, but I think that's fun. Okay, but you know, if you need that ball again, so make sure you have a couple of that prop or something similar so that, you know, because you can't like just go get it. So for the older students, I do like to use the Tic Tac Toe game. The younger students, I usually let them win. I'll win like maybe once, or I'll make it a tie. But for the older students, I challenge them. I will test to see how well they really know the game, and I'll let them win the first time. But then the rest of the time, it's game on. It's like, no, I want to win, or I want to make you tie. I had a student last night. He kept winning. Like he kept positioning our moves to where he would win like 2 different ways. I was like, dude, stop. So I love that game with the older kids too. And like I said, by the end of the class, when we play the game, I make them answer certain questions about themselves. So they're practicing their conversational skills too. So they're still learning while we're playing a game. Okay, and then I like to take turns asking questions as well. I let them know they can ask me anything they want to ask. Usually it's about, you know, do I have pets? Do I have kids? Stuff like that, which is really great for practicing their conversational skills. Okay, so the last thing I like to use for both younger and older students is my phone. I like to have a separate album of pictures on my phone set for just classes. So when there's slides about pets, dogs, animals, domestic animals, I always show them, I always ask them if they have pets, first of all, because some do. Last night I had a student who has a turtle. And I tell them, okay, a teacher has 2 crazy dogs. And so I show them this. And sometimes the clip will be about, you know, funny dogs or something like that. So I'll say, here's my 2 funny dogs wearing their sweaters. And they get a kick out of that. I also have on here, because there are certain lessons about growing, like growing stages. So I'll have my cat, Charlie, from a kitten to a big fat cat now. So I like to use this. It breaks it up. It makes you more relatable. They can understand the lesson better because you're putting in a different perspective, a real perspective. Here's one I use all the time with my daughter whenever we're talking about sports or soccer, especially soccer, because I can show them this one. I'm like, hey, my daughter plays soccer. My daughter is 10 years old. So that's a great one. And then there's slides about families. So I always show them that I have a big family. Okay. And then there's one that had a lesson about long hair and short hair. So I have this picture from when my daughter a couple of years ago cut her hair really short. She ended up donating her hair. So anyway, so I love this. It makes it interactive and keeps them engaged because they're like, ooh. So I have one student that's like, what picture? Do you have a new picture? So it's pretty cool. All right, I hope that helps you. If you have any other questions or if you've come into a situation that you just didn't know what to do, or if you can think of a scenario that you would like help with, let me know and I will chat with you later. Bye. Introduce themselves. Hi, my name is Froggy. This isn't a frog. Why did I say Froggy? I don't know.